Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another edition of On the Mic with Mike. I am your host, Mike Larkin, and joining me today for round two is adult star content creator and a hell of a one at that, the one, the only Miss Nikki J. How are you, Nikki?
Hello, I am doing great. And hello to everybody. Thank you for your views. Thank you for having me, Michael. I appreciate it.
You are very welcome. First and foremost, it has been a great year of just friendship, not only with you, and a great year of just awesomeness. Just really getting to see you get back into the swing of things. I know you had taken a break, and now you're back into it. We all need that break. We all need that refresher, so to speak. So how does it feel for you to really get back into the scene?
Feels good. I mean, it feels like it gets better. I don't know how to explain it, but it's a really good feeling knowing that your goals are being met, you know. I don't want to specify, but it feels good. It's a hobby that you rejoin into again, you know. I'm having fun. I'm not complaining. I love it.
I think that's the best part. And they always say, if you're not having fun in what you're doing, then why do it? And I look at it from a stance too as well. It can be challenging. And I think we mentioned in the first conversation, but we reiterated here. It's one of those things where a lot of people don't realize the work that goes into it, from the travel, the ability to collaborate. It's one of those things where people just look at the porn industry, and it's still everything's more normalized now. We get to see content creators do their thing and it be more expanding the horizon, so to speak. But they always forget at the same time too. And the one misconception is there's business, there's etiquette, there's even elegance to what we do in this. So it's one of those things where it can be frustrating, but I think the journey is worth taking. And to see where your journey has taken you, it certainly has been through a whirlwind, but damn it, you're here, and that's the plus.
Every day I wake up, when my feet touch the ground, I'm blessed.
Absolutely. I think that's the right attitude. Absolutely. That is definitely the right attitude to have. And I mean, in this day and age, I mean, there's so many different platforms for people to really showcase ourselves, from the OnlyFans, the many vids, the fans, the
Yes.
real fans. If you find, it's much like with a job. Sometimes you could stick it out, sometimes you can't. But whatever you try to find within what you do, find the right platform and just continue to exist to inspire, so to speak.
Yeah, that's it. Just be you, express yourself, in the most purest form without any negativity. You can still express yourself the best way you can, and people will see that. I've learned that every day on my own, that the more genuine you are with yourself, the more it shows, and I'm good at that.
Absolutely. And I think your authenticity and genuinity is
Thank you.
definitely shine through. You're very welcome. I think with your scenes too, I think much like with everyone, I think it's great to see the sex part about it, but I think what's great about even the sex that goes into said scene, it just shows not only are you into it, you love it, and that's your true passion, unintended. But the beautiful part about it too is you have to have the subtlety, intricacy, and nuance, because at the end of the day, you are someone's fantasy. And we say it all the time, don't yuck anybody's yum, but you're someone's fantasy and you have to live up to that expectation. So you have to expect, and you have to really emphasize and amplify your character to the best of your abilities.
You do. I don't believe in putting on the show. I just want to be me, and to be quite frank about it, in my scenes, the big O, it's real. A lot of people ask me that. They'll DM me. I'll be like, "Are you faking or is that real?" No, it's real. Just to throw that in there.
No, it definitely shows. I think that's the best part about it too. Is, I mean, we've even seen in the day and age, and everybody talks about Skinamax, and like, like when you're a kid or you're a teenager, even to the adult side of things, when you're watching a porn at like 3 o'clock in the morning and Cat House the series and stuff like that goes off, it's great. Can it be a little bit cheesy at times? Sure, but I think a lot of those scenes that you see to where we were at like 20 plus years ago to now, you get to see a lot of realness and rawness. People talk about the golden age and how porn has really evolved. Same with adult content creation. But I think in today's day and age, the authenticity stands still, and it could really be amplified in so many different ways.
Yes, it's an art form in itself. You know, it. I've wanted to do this since I was really young. I don't want to say the exact age, but I'll just say it was under the under the middle school age. I'll say that. I've always wanted to do it. I don't know. I'm happy doing it.
Well, first and foremost, I know a lady does not tell their age, but we know where you're coming from there, ma'am, and we appreciate you and your sexiness and hotness, so we thank you for that. But no, I look at it from a stance like this to go on to your point. I think that's the best part about it. I think even from our teenage years to adulthood, we really get to expand and really evolve within our tastes, within our preferences, with our uniqueness, so to speak. And we really get to go out of our way and really kind of break the ice and really come out of our shell, so to speak. Because, and I'm going to say this to the bluntest of terms, the DGAF meter goes off. The don't give a fuck attitude of
Yeah.
people are going to just say what they want to say. But if you're happy within
Yeah.
your own skin, that's the huge integral part about it. Then that means you're golden, Miss Nikki J.
Mm-hmm. I try to stay golden. I try to keep my heart golden.
Well,
There
you
you go.
certainly do. You certainly do exemplify and showcase that to the realest of reals. So, with that being said, let's touch upon these scenes, man. Because if y'all haven't checked out Nikki coming back, my goodness gracious, you definitely bring the flavor, like Craig Mack, the flavor in the air. Hello. So, let's talk about this. First and foremost, you did your thing with Scott Wiley with Explicit Productions. Very
Mm-hmm.
sexy scene, very intimate scene. We got to see, and I'll put this in a bluntest of terms, a little titty fuck action. We got to see everything that encompassed the amazing scene that was. Talk about it, because you two worked very well on camera.
We do. I generally have good chemistry with most of the people I've worked with, and it's something that I never forget. I could work with 3 people, 4,000 people. I never forget any one of them ever. It's just a Nikki thing, I think. But yeah, I try to have good. I try to feel people's vibe. When the scene starts, and get a feel of what they're into. Kind of like just motion. It's go with the motion. I just have a knack for that, and I've had good chemistry with pretty much almost everybody I've worked with.
I think that's an amazing thing to say, not just only to the detail of your character, but the detail of the scene. I think a lot of people don't even realize, like, when it comes to working with people in the collab side of things, you have to build a foundation of relationship, and you also have to really just showcase the boundaries and everything. You have to have the right discussion, and communication is key in everything.
Mm-hmm.
So you have the right vibes and you have the right synergy that goes into what you want to express. And I think that really needs to be exemplified and only just be really needs to be put into the forefront, because that's the stuff
Yeah,
that really makes it happen.
that's correct. I've had a lot of feedback from just fans of my work. They're like, "You have chemistry with this one, or with this one, or with this one," and I tell them, "Thank you. I appreciate everybody's feedback. It makes my day." You know.
And I think with a woman like yourself, and we touched upon the realness and the realest of reals, I think with a woman like yourself and women just being the overall sensual beings that they are, showcasing the internal beauty, the external beauty, that's one of the main things that make women the work of art that they are. But also at the same time, too, it does add that seed, whether it just be like a little sample that you give us on Twitter or the whole scene that we get to see on
Mm-hmm.
the different platforms. That sets up the appetizer for what we want to see, and that's the gravitational pull right there.
Yes, it really is. And just I try to express myself as a sexual being, because we all should embrace our preferences, our differences, everything that makes us us. I've wanted to do that ever since I was real young. Doing it now, very happy to do it.
As the great LL Cool J once sang, you're doing it, and doing it now, to put it in the bluntest of terms. So I look at it from a sense like this. One of the things that you certainly were doing was a great team with Billy Pilgrim. Billy Pilgrim has worked with so many amazing people. I mean, his resume speaks for itself. Talk about working with Billy, because my goodness gracious, hello, the great attire, the sensual, everything that went into that. Let's talk about it, Nikki J.
Okay. When I met him in person, I expected somebody really tall, just bigger. But when I saw him, I felt and he had an earthy tone about him, like I do. Like, okay, here's a guy that I can really relate to. I'm sure we had similar childhoods. Thing you can just know when you meet somebody firsthand. But when the cameras were rolling, oh my gosh, whoo, words can't describe. But I would definitely work with him 500 times more if I could. Everything went swell. It went awesome, and there's no negative feedback from me whatsoever. It was very professional.
And that's how it has to be. And I think what made it too, as well as I think not just the chemistry on camera, but you were styling and profiling with your attire. You really had the sexual appeal and aesthetic that went into that, and most certainly him. And I think that also is what equated between the vibes and the chemistry that you both had. And I mean, on the other side of the coin, you got to work with a woman like Denise DeFleur, who
Oh
absolutely is
yes.
just a dynamo in her own right. Talk
Whew.
about Denise, because my goodness gracious.
Okay, so when I met her in person, again, I had a good vibe from her. I'm thinking, oh wow, this is her standing right there. I couldn't just say what I thought. I'm like, I just stood there like, whoo, she's experienced. I was kind of nervous. Like I'm thinking, okay, I get nervous whenever I feel like I don't measure up to the amount of experience certain other people have. I don't know. It's just the Nikki thing. But in person, I felt really comfortable. We just started talking. You know, she told me where she's from, told her about where I'm from. And again, when the cameras are rolling, ooh, the legs, that body. She's hot. She's very professional, personality wise, performance, spectacular woman. I'd love to work with her again.
Oh, certainly. And I think that definitely shines through within the imagery of his videos as well. And I think from a stance point, if you look like a woman like Denise, and I think what's great about it too is you talk about, you don't feel like you measure up. You get nervous. We all do.
Yeah,
That's
I
the
do.
instinct. I mean, I feel the way I look at it from a stance, and I'll say this to you with the utmost sincerity and respect. I think we always learn, adapt, and we grow. And I think for you, the nerves, it's a normal ability. And I think at the end of the day, too, I think once you get into the swing of things, it works. And that's the perfect part about it. It's the buildup, my friend. It's the buildup.
It is. It is. You're right. You said it. You got it. It's the buildup. You're right. And then at the end of the day, after all my fears are just worked away, I'm thinking, you know what? They go to bed like I do. They have family like I do. I need to stop being my own worst enemy. And that's why I want to be relatable to people on social media. We are all our own worst enemy. We got to stop it. I've been told this many times. Scott told me this many times. I do have to stop. That is where my fault lies. My own critic. I need to quit. You know.
Well, I will say this, not just as your friend, but someone who does appreciate the fine work of art that you are. I look at it from a stance, folks, and this just not just equates to Nikki, this equates to everybody. Any female that wants to do what they're doing as far as the content side of things, just go with your heart, go with your gut, and everything will suffice. I think everybody has a purpose, everybody has a journey. And if you want to tintillate and tantalize the masses with being that sweet, sweet fantasy baby, rock it till the wheels fall off, so to speak, you know?
Mm-hmm. And and it's I'm working on this. The negative parts of me day by day. I usually try to keep them quiet, but I need to work on my confidence and just keep it going. Keep it going. You know.
Well, I will say this, you certainly do need to keep on keeping on because of what we're seeing now and just you as a whole. You are one of the many bright spots on the earth and bright spots on anybody's day, Miss Nikki J. So we thank you
Thank
for
you.
that. You're very welcome. Now let's talk about another one. Nasty Ex Neighbor. My goodness gracious. You put out some more clips about this too. You two work very well with each other. Talk about that one as well, because I know you mentioned a lot of the scenes, but this one as well really stood out.
Oh, well, okay, so here's what I'm wanting to do. It's going to take me a while, like financially, to get more upgraded equipment and things, because I want to just do my own professional shoots. And he came through for me, and I'm thinking, wow, the timing, because when you're doing a scene, you have to have everything timed, if you know what I mean. You know, no pipe leaks beforehand. I don't know how else to put it. You know, but it did really well. I mean, I would definitely like to do more scenes with him. If our schedules coincide. I had a great time. Yeah, he's a go.
I look at it from a stance like this. I think a lot of people don't even realize from a stance like that the timing and the precision that goes into it. I think everything is very complicit, and also the attention to detail. It's one of those things that not only makes the scene great, but that's a lot of things that people don't even realize what goes into it. It's not like you're just laying on the bed or you're laying wherever you, and then the magic happens. The magic is what starts from the camera going off and rolling to where we go with it. I think that's a lot of people that kind of have the misconception of that, and we really get to see more of that with today's content that really comes into the airwaves.
Hmm. Yes, and that's my goal. At least I don't know if I can attain it this year, but at least in 2026, have more content that I'm making on my own. Yeah, it's hard to get the things you need when you work all the time, and your bills got to come first. I'm just saying, hey, everybody's got bills. Your mama's got bills, auntie's got bills, but yeah, I want to get better cameras. I just want to get more things and just do this thing. No partnership, just me.
And that's the thing too. I think your authenticity and your individuality definitely does show. And I think sometimes it's even better just because when you have the right creative juices that flow and you have the right mindset that goes into it and what you want to do creatively and what you're comfortable with and what you want to put into the universe, you just have to let it really manifest.
You do. You do. And I want to, expand, because I already specialize, the Remy Queen of Tennessee. That's me, I know. But I want to do other things, fetish, just a little bit of something for everybody. Like I mentioned before, everybody has a flavor. I want to kind of cater to that. A little bit here, a little bit of foot, a little bit of pantyhose, just a little bit of everything. It's just very time consuming to get things planned, get partners, get everything lined up. It is a lot of work and it can be stressful.
I think at the end of the day, too, I know we mentioned so many times on the stress factor. I mean, it's a variety thing that people really are into. And people talk about the spice of life, and variety really is the spice of life because there's something for everyone. So if you go into the
Mm-hmm.
pen realm or what have you, mentioned the Rim Queen of Tennessee, like you mentioned, stuff like that, you never know what people are going to be into. But it definitely is something that a lot of people should really expand their horizons in because being open to many different things really does show and it brings a lot of people. It's not just a collaboration effort, but within the adult entertainment industry it's a community, and you're bringing a community together.
Yeah, I want to. That is my goal for 2026. The only things I have to do is just get the timing, get some partners for that. That's another thing is reliability. It's very hard to find reliable talent. I know I'm not the only one. I'm speaking for 100,000 other people out there who make content. You get one reliable person out of 10,000 that won't show up, won't communicate, just him hawing around. That's probably one of the hardest parts about being in this is that punctuality thing. Some people don't take it serious. For me, it's a business. You know, you show up to work on time, your boss won't like it if you're late, right?
It's one of those things where I always make the joke. Think of like Paul Rudd in the scene, the 40-year-old virgin, where he's talking about the big box of porn, Andy, and here it is, boner jam.
I
Yeah,
love it.
right. It's like this is like here, it's Boner Jams 03. This is some of the scenes I was really into into the summer of 2003. Like that comedic element, it's not a comedy thing. Like you mentioned, it's a business side where you have to be punctual, you have to be on time because you don't want to be a time waster. Because if you have that reputation of being a time waster, nobody is going to want to work with you, and that really does show that you're getting your seriousness.
Exactly. I mean, there are moments in time when yeah, you're stuck in traffic. I get it. I've had it happen many times. But when you don't communicate in between when you're supposed to show up, and that's wasting a lot of people's time, money. My last scene I did with tasteless bids supposed to have been another person supposed to showed up. Shoot already started. 30 minutes into it, haven't heard anything. Okay, and it. A lot of us deal with this all the time. So what you have to do is you have to work with what you got at the moment because you have your shoot, you got your place to do it, you have the time. You do sometimes have to work with what you got, and it turned out great anyway. So I'm not complaining.
Absolutely. I think when one door closes, when one door closes, another one opens, and stuff like that too. You learn. It's an experience factor within everything, and that makes you grow as a performer and as a
Mm-hmm.
person. I mean, we mentioned different content creators. One person I have to give a shout out to is our boy Amari. You all have checked out Amari on Twitter doing his thing. Amazing human being and amazing talent. I cannot wait to see where he goes. I know you two have a great friendship. It's wonderful to just see another one like him really expressing himself and doing his thing.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, we were talking for quite a while, and I mean, I knew he was going to eventually get, collabs. It is hard to get your foot, at least a toe in the door. It's hard, but I knew he would get it eventually. But I mean, he's a real genuine person. I love talking to him. We made each other laugh. We really, really look forward to working together. I just know the chemistry is going to be there. He's got a sense of humor. I do. What can you go wrong with? So
Absolutely, and
I can't wait.
shout out to Amari, and I think you two are definitely going to collab and definitely do the damn thing in amazing fashion and apply your craft in that way. And I gotta say, man, there's a lot of possibilities and there's a lot of things coming that are really going to showcase this amazing woman and the amazing thing that we get to see on the adult side of things for content creation.
Mm-hmm.
And Jay, before we close this thing out, first and foremost, I make the most of my time within everything. You were always a blast to talk to you. I can't wait to have you on for round 3. I really appreciate your time, first
Thank
and foremost.
you. And thank you once again for having me. I thank all of you for your views, your support. I really do. It comes from the heart. Every one of you. Thank you.
Absolutely. And one final question I have to ask before we close this thing out, and I have you promote your social media. As far as the things that you learned, I mean, you've taken the break from social media, you've come back, you really and poured in yourself and really expressed yourself in all the ways way you can. What are some of the things that you've learned thus far being in the adult entertainment industry, or what are some of the best takeaways that you've really learned from the industry? I love asking that question. What are some of the takeaways and some of the things that you really learned and enjoyed about the industry?
Oh, wow. I've learned body acceptance, like self acceptance. That's my takeaway. Um, Self acceptance, friendships. I met some really, really good people in it. I mean, I met some others that I quickly dismissed. I'm not going to say. But the good outweighs the bad. I don't know. I guess in simplest terms, what I take away from it is self realization. About who I can appeal to, who I don't. It's okay, but the things that I can do to inspire those that's probably like in my age range, bodies type, this and that, a peace of mind that hey, I'm not so bad after all. That's it. That's my takeaway.
Beautifully and eloquently said. No, I think that's the best part about it too. Is I think if you can do it, anybody can do it. And I think the best part about really that self-realization is not only knowing that you are enough and that you are worth it, but also at the same time too, you are definitely someone's flavor, as we put it on earlier in the show. But you're definitely someone's cup of tea. And I think definitely at the end of the day, that certainly does suffice with you as a being. So we thank you once more for that and your overall sensuality, man.
Thank you. I appreciate it very
You're very,
much.
you are very welcome. And before we close this out, you, my friend, are doing your thing on the Twitter front. Where can we follow you, Nikki?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
What's your Twitter handle?
Oh, it's at Nikki J127.
Okay.
Think about that.
No worries. It
Brain
happens.
fog today.
Don't even worry about it. The links will be in the description below, as well as the first interview that Nikki J and I had. And I will say this, it's always a blast talking to you, number one, and number two, definitely give her a follow on the Twitter front. You won't regret it. Great conversation, great content, and just all around fun and vibrancy with the one and only Nikki J. And as I always say on the show, folks, life's an art form. We're all applying our craft. Continue to apply your craft in amazing fashion. And Nikki, do you have any final words for your fans?
I really love all you guys. You're not a number to me. You really are my friends. You are my supporters. You've been there, God, I don't know how long. And thank you for all your likes, retweets, and some of the days when I'm feeling down, just irritated. I really, truly thank you. All of you mean something to me. Every one of you do. I wish I had the time to sit there and talk to every one of you if time allowed. Thank you guys for everything.
Well, we thank you, and you are so very welcome just for your awesomeness, your views, and just you being you. So, with that being said, folks, as I always say to close this out this show, not just my mindset, but my overall message: beauty, strength, and dominance, the three elements that make women the work of art that they are. And Miss Nikki J, and keeping those sentiments. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. Thank you, Michael, for having me.
You're very welcome.